How did my losing 75 pounds lead me to move to France? Well, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to tell you, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so that each time I upload a video about living in France, moving abroad, or finding the confidence and courage to live life on your terms, you will be notified. My name is Patricia Brooks, and back in 2018, I left my job, I followed my intuition, and I moved to France. And I am still discovering why I was called to live here. In this video, I'm going to share with you how losing 75 pounds opened the door for me to move to France. Now, it all started back in 2010. That was the year that my father died. Now, I thought my dad was a superhero. He was my superhero. And when he died, that caused me to recognize that, oh crap, my life is going to end too. And I was at a point in my life where I was miserable. I was just going through the motions. I was at a job I didn't like. I was in a marriage that wasn't working. And I was miserable. Can any of you relate? Comment below. Well, at any rate, my dad's death caused me to do some soul searching. It caused me to get into therapy. It caused me to initiate a divorce. It caused me to ask myself what it was I wanted to experience in life. And that took me down a very different path from the one I had been heading. Well, so in 2011, the following year was when I asked for my divorce. I was in a job, a contract position as a project manager, a really good paying job that I hated because I wasn't being given meaty projects to manage. I wasn't feeling appreciated, and I didn't feel like I had control of my career. But I was reading self-help books, and I was reading one by Stuart Wilde. And in it, he spoke about, if you want to be accepted, accept yourself. If you want to be appreciated, appreciate yourself. If you want to be loved, love yourself. And I thought these were profound words, and it caused me to think about what was lacking in my life, or what I perceived was lacking in my life. And for me, that was challenge and control. And I tacked on to the end of that passage, if you want to be challenged, challenge yourself. And when I heard those words reverberate in my mind, I thought, wow, what could I take on that would give me a challenge, but also make me feel like I was in control of some aspect of my life? And that made me remember a decade earlier when I had joined Weight Watchers and lost 50 pounds on that program. And I remember feeling that it was a challenge. It was not easy. And I also remember feeling pretty in control. I was in control of what I was eating. I was in control of how much exercise I was doing. And so I thought, I think maybe it's time for me to go back to Weight Watchers. And so that's what I did. That was my motivation, to have challenge in my life and to feel like I had some control of something in my life. So that was my motivation. There were other things that allowed me to have success, and I talk about them in other videos, but I will share them with you. Motivation, you have to be highly motivated to do whatever it takes to reach your goal, which I had. You have to believe that you can do it. So my success in Weight Watchers many years earlier led me to know that I could lose weight, right? I didn't keep it off because I stopped doing the program, but I knew that I could lose the weight. And so that helped me. And I also believed that I deserved to lose the weight. There was nothing telling me that, oh, I'm not worthy enough to lose the weight. I believed I deserved it because, after all, I kind of had seen the light. I knew that I didn't want to keep going down a path in my life that would lead me to disappointments and despair and regret at the end of it. So those three things were in alignment. And so that allowed me to have success with my weight loss journey. So my very first week in Weight Watchers, I got on the scale and I gained 0.6 pounds. Now, I followed the program to a T. I tracked everything I ate and I gained 0.6 pounds. I was disappointed, but I was not deterred. The problem was that I was so gung-ho that because the program said eat 5 fruits and vegetables every day, I did it. Well, my body wasn't used to that. And that first week, I was constipated, and that caused me to gain weight. Well, I stuck with the program. The second week, I lost weight, and 13 months later, I was 75 pounds lighter, and that felt really good. I felt really in control. I felt like I had tackled a huge challenge. So it built my confidence, but it also allowed me to do something that I hadn't done for a long time. And that was to travel on pleasure, right? If I flew, and I flew for business. I wasn't going on vacation because, number one, I wasn't a big traveler, but number two, at 200 pounds, fitting into those tight airline seats was really uncomfortable. And so I cut it out. But losing that weight allowed me to be able to fly again and fly again more comfortably. 2013 was the year that my mom died. And I used to go visit her on my vacations. I used to drive up to New Jersey, but that was no longer an option. And I knew that I didn't want to do staycations in Richmond, Virginia. So I decided I was going to travel for pleasure. And I decided to go to Quebec City, Canada, because when I was little, I remember my family going there and how quaint it was. I remember that I wanted strawberry ice cream, and my parents, neither one of them could remember the French word for strawberry, which is a word I'll never forget, fraise. But anyway, I decided to go back there as an adult. And I also wanted to speak the language of the locals. So I picked up a program, the Pimsleur Method, and 6 weeks later, I boarded a plane bound for Quebec City, Canada. And I couldn't speak French. I had a few words and phrases under my belt, but that was about it. But I was really encouraged by the Québécois to continue to practice my French, and I did. And so had I not lost 75 pounds, I would not have taken those flights to Canada, and I would not have fallen in love with the French language. Number two, I would not have had the idea cross my mind that, maybe you could live in a French-speaking country, Patricia. Because, well, why would that ever cross my mind if I wasn't visiting French-speaking countries? So that is a big reason that I am living in France today, because I lost 75 pounds and started to fly again, started to travel again. But there's another thing that losing 75 pounds did for me, and that was it boosted my confidence. It boosted the belief in myself that I could do really difficult things and be successful at them. So after I lost all of that weight, I started looking around for other challenges in my life. Yes, certainly maintaining has been a challenge, but I was looking for other things. That's why I wrote my first book. That's why I traveled to France solo all by myself in 2016, right? That's why I said, I think I'm going to move to France, right? But without having lost that weight, I can't see myself being here. So why am I sharing all of this with you? I'm sharing all of this with you because you may have a goal or a dream, a desire to do something, but it might seem like it's kind of outlandish or in left field. Maybe you want to pick up the accordion, or maybe you want to lose weight, or maybe you want to become a black belt in karate. Whatever that thing is, find the motivation, find the self-confidence, find the worthiness to follow that dream and go for it. And I'm here to encourage you to do that because you don't know what doing that thing will lead you to, what doors that will open, what path that will lead you down. As I said, I never thought that losing weight would equal my moving abroad, but it was a huge catalyst in my getting here. So if you have a dream of moving abroad, but maybe feel a little bit stuck or unsure that it is right for you, then let's have a conversation. I'm going to put a link to my calendar in the description where you can schedule time for us to talk. And in this conversation, we're going to talk about where you are, where you want to be, what might be holding you back, and if working with me might be the answer. So thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for you today, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.